Here we are at Succulents Australia, and today we're looking at Echeveria. And these are the big-headed Echeveria. Echeveria gibbiflora types. Some of them have bumpy foliage and some of them don't, but they're all really interesting plants. They're not that hard to grow, and Succulents Australia has a huge variety. And in this video, we're going to take a little bit of a look at how to maintain them, because over time, they grow a tall stem, like these ones here. And although that's okay, you might want them to be a little bit lower growing, and you will eventually need to repot them anyway. So if you want to get the plants back down to this size here and repot them, we're going to show you how to do it. So here we have some head cuttings that are ready to be repotted. But let's get on with it.
Okay, what we got here is we've got a really tall one. You can see it's like pretty floppy. They don't have strong root systems. I prefer a knife, but most nurserymen would like a pair of secateurs. So with these ones here, you expose the head, take off the old leaves there, and you can even see they develop little aerial roots down here. That's enough anchorage to put into one of these pots here. Okay, one secret for Echeverias is when you cut them, you let them dry out. Now these have been sitting here for 3 or 4 days. You dry them out before you pot them into pots like this. These are the pots we've chosen for the large head Echeverias. We do these half full. Bit of Osmocote, Dolomite and Gromax. Just a light dressing is all you need. Then top off. What we do here is I level these out a little bit, about 1 centimetre less. We put some gravel in here just to make it look good. Once you've got your cuttings prepared, we also have prepared the pots. In here is soil mix with our normal sort of succulent mix with sand, 3 mil gravel on top. It's really quite easy. Best to start with sand over each other. This end here, make a little hole, tuck them in like that. So, very easy work. These have all been well dried, so they're ready to go. And try to get in the centre, always much better. And I guarantee you, in 5 weeks' time, these will have roots. For general maintenance, before you repot, you clean up all the old leaf around the base to neaten it up. Like so. So it's nice and clean. Then you would prepare a pot like one of these here, and you would shake it out. I'll show you how to do this. Now, I generally prefer to roughen up the bottom, and then you would sit that into a pot with fresh soil and fertiliser. These could be fertilised twice a year. I actually think they should be definitely done in like late winter, so they're ready to go for spring. Echeverias are predominantly summer growing, which means they start in spring, go through to autumn. Then they settle down for winter and then almost go dormant in winter. So 2 fertilisings a year, or if using long life fertiliser, 1 a year from spring. Here we have Echeveria fimbriata. Now, maintenance again for these, okay, it's potted. So all we've got to talk about is watering. Now, when plants start to grow in spring, they require, Echeverias particularly, they do require water. So I water about once a week. Now, if you want it to grow slow and keep small, you might keep your watering down to once every 2 weeks. But really, watering is not based on weekly, daily, or anything like that. It's really based on how dry does the pot get. When the pot gets really dry, it gets light, and then it's really when it's time for water. Another indication your plant might need water is some of the lower leaves start to shrivel and die off, and the head gets a bit smaller. I need a drink. So watering is really based on 2 things. Really hot weather starts to dry out, watering. So dry out, water in that ratio. And in winter, they take weeks to dry out. So they might only need watering once a month or once every 5 weeks.
In the winter, Echeverias don't need much shade. Here we have them growing in a shade house, and it's summer. And what they've got is the equivalent of about 30% shade. But that's going to depend on your climate. In the middle of summer, you can see in this nursery they've got an extra layer of shade because this is the hottest part of the year, and the Echeverias will look a little bit better if they have a little bit more shade. Shade depends on the climate, the time of year, and how hot the week is. Most of the Echeverias that you're going to see are hybrids. Here we've got some stock plants, and these are the ones that have the warty type leaves. They're very popular and really interesting, and they come in a range of colours as well. Of course, we've got the frillies as well. Here's a green variety that's got a really nice pink tinge around the leaf margins. And of course, we've got purple varieties as well. Here's a purple and green variety with that warty structure on the leaves, and yes, Echeverias do flower as well. But some of them are species.
This is Echeveria canti, for example. There are quite a few, like subrigida, many that are large leaf forms, but this is a particularly beautiful select silver form with a brilliant pink, slightly frilly edge. I hope this was helpful for you. If you have any questions, ask us in the box below. And in future videos, we're going to do a bit of a talk about Adromischus. We'll pot them, propagate them, and succulents in hanging baskets. And we'll have a look at lithops as well.
So a big thanks to James Lucas and Succulents Australia for that wonderful look at Echeveria. Subscribe to the YouTube channel for regular updates on succulents and all other aspects of gardening. And as always, good luck with your gardening.